Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to talk about the Psychic Awakening, but also I'm going to talk about a potential Fulgrim sighting, that is, and also maybe the return of Ephrael Stern, who is a well-known sister of battle. So let's jump in and let's get into it. So the first piece of information we have from Psychic Awakening 1, which alludes to maybe Fulgrim showing up again, is a Vox Transmission, or an Auto Voxition transmission. This is Emperor's Day, post 12 post OCM. So I'm going to put it in the background as well, and we'll just read through it. So it says, a strike force of Aldari clad in black armor emerge from the Pertus zone as we engage forces of the Screaming Serpent. The Xenos used our assault as a distraction, harrowing the foe's flanks as we charged into the killing sonic blast of the heretics holding the centre. The Aldari cursed Xenotech proved effective against the foot soldiers of the Grand I can't really say the word. You know what it means. Even the hissing streams of disc released from the sidearms somehow cut through the ceramite armour of the traitor host, where good, honest lasfire had failed us. For a time, we allowed ourselves to believe the Nodum Psychania could be saved. So basically, they're engaging traitors. When I say traitors, they're engaging Space Marines. And the Eldar show up, and they're like, hey, don't worry, guys. Our weapons are awesome, and we're awesome, and we'll save the day. Then the next part says, then came the Screaming Serpent. Vast it was, its wings blocking out the sky, its three swords cut men in half with each sweep, its whip hand simply beckoned, and I watched in horror as stormtroopers engaged in it fell to their knees, then toppled face first into the mud. What that hatred thing was, I can only guess, but it haunts me every waking moment. Something in my gut tells me I witnessed nothing less than, and it's got redacted, of course, redacted, because they like to tease us when it comes to stuff like this. Now, before I throw myself down the rabbit hole and start going on about what I think it is, let's put a logical hat on at this. This could merely just be a demon. It could be a great demon of Slaanesh. It could be, you know, something Slaanesh, and it's just, you know, bonkers, bizarre, strange, Slaanesh-y, snake-like, everything like that, and that's what it is. It's just a, you know, I won't say an average demon, but, you know, maybe a greater demon or something a bit more average than an average demon. I don't know if that even makes sense, but anyway, if we go down the opposite direction, follow me, brothers, as we go into madness, I'm going to say that this was a Primarch, because they got redacted at the bottom, and I think they're doing it to tease us, to try and hint at a Primarch's return. And of course, Fulgrim can come back. Fulgrim is alive. He is a demon prince. There's a lot going on with this whole Psychic Awakening at the moment, the Great Rift happening and everything like that. Now there was a previous sighting, well, I call it a previous sighting of Fulgrim anyway, that happened in the Gathering Storm books, where it was much like this, where a massive serpent-like figure was just going around and wiping out the planet and stuff like that, and it was like all redacted everywhere. If anyone can find that in their Gathering Storm book, even if anyone has a Gathering Storm book, then yeah, if you can take a picture of it and show it to me, because I can't find it anywhere. But I remember reading it. So I know it exists in that book somewhere, but I just can't find the Gathering Storm books anywhere. Now, more proof that this could potentially be Fulgrim is, of course, Fulgrim has wings. This thing has wings. Fulgrim has a lot of arms. This thing has a lot of arms, mainly sword arms. We all know that Fulgrim likes his swords. We all know he thinks he's a bit of a sword master. He overcompensates himself, in my opinion, I think, in his skill and prowess in battle. I'd love to see Jagatai Khan teach him a thing or two. So yeah, I personally think, deep down in the bottom of my heart, that this is a sighting of Fulgrim. Now, what could that mean when it comes to the whole Psychic Awakening? When it comes to Slaanesh, we do know that Slaanesh are going to be featured in the next Psychic Awakening book, Book 2. Now, from my sources, again, I'll state this, from what I've heard, there's apparently no new stuff coming when it comes to Psychic Awakening 2. Sorry, let me restate that. There's definitely no Black Templar stuff coming. That's what he said. It's still up in the air if there's going to be like a Chaos Sorcerer coming for Chaos in the Psychic Awakening Part 2. Could that be a Slaaneshi Chaos Sorcerer? Who bloody knows? It could be really anything at this point in time. I really, really hope that the whole rumour surrounding Psychic Awakening 2 about them being no Black Templar models and stuff like that is all false. There's nothing more that I would want in this world than to have a kick-ass box set with Black Templars fighting, I don't know, like Slaanesh or Word Bearers or something like that. I think that would be a really, really awesome thing to have. But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully that GW won't let us down. Hopefully we'll get a lot of kick-ass stuff when it comes to not only the rules, not only models, but the lore itself. I want more going on in this whole setting. I haven't read Psychic Awakening Book 1, but from what I've heard of close friends, they've really said that there was nothing really big, nothing really galaxy changing in there, anything like that. So I'm hoping maybe Book 2 will have some of this, big galaxy changing things. Because at the end of the day, the way they're selling the Psychic Awakening is that this is like, narrative changing stuff, world changing, universe spanning, galaxy changing stuff. So hoping we get some big stuff happening. And of course, if a Primat does come back, Traitor, of course I would love a Loyalist to come back, but it seems like the Traitors are the main ones to come back at the moment, because they can just randomly pop up and go hello there, and no one would really bat an eye, because we all know they're attached to the Warp, and the Warp is like going full on bizarre crazy at the moment. So logically and lore wise it would make sense for the trait to pop up, but that doesn't mean I want my Loyalist to pop up sometime, because I definitely think that the Loyalists need another Primarch to return to stabilize, to help Gilliman, to bring justice and retribution to the galaxy. Now, there's another thing that got pointed out to me in this. It is a Sister of Battle, and for those of you who know who the Sister of Battle is, I'll just give you a little brief overview from Wiki. I'll probably read it from, because they're better at summing stuff up. Ephrael Stern, she was a Sister of Battle of the Order of the Martyred Lady. She's basically like a Sister of Battle, just to put it in layman's terms, where she's got like a lot of psychic energy inside of her. I won't spoil how that happens or anything like that, but you can go and read about her and stuff. But she is very, very psychic when it comes to the Sisters of Battle. And the passage of checks, which you see in the background, more or less states that this is her, because she went missing for a bit, and this is kind of her return. Will that connect into the whole Sisters of Battle release when it comes to it in November? I'm not too sure. Maybe she'll get like a brand new model or something like that. It could be pretty awesome, or something along those lines. But it says here, when Yvrin, I just like to call him bloody pointy ears, had been at her meditations upon the relic world of Lakchi, I'm terrible. The Vizark came to her, bowing his head and resting his forehead upon a pommel of a sword of silent screams. He spoke to two exceptional individuals who saw an audience with her. One was a handsome Eldari with 2 long blades upon his back, and the other a human female in black power armor whose hair was a shock of white. The latter was possessed of a psychic aura so powerful it stung the mind. So this is where it's kind of, it's a Sister of Silence, not Sister of Silence, sorry, I keep saying Sister of Silence because probably Sister of Silence are more awesome. Sister of Battle, because, the power armor, the little white, little bob hair they have cut, and the shock of the psychic aura stinging the mind. That is how powerful she is when she comes to the psychic stuff. When I first read this, I thought, Celestine, but then I said no, because it can't be Celestine, because Celestine has gold armor, not black armor. Then I was asking around some of my sister friends who collect sisters and stuff like that. I'm not really in the sister lore, to be fair, and they was like, oh yeah, that's Stern, it's definitely her. She went missing for the bit, and they filled up some of the gaps and stuff. It's actually a really cool backstory that she has. So I'm wondering now, in the Psychic Awakening Part 2, is she going to be playing a much bigger part? We know it's called Faith and Fury. And I've stated this so many times, is that the Faith and Fury can allude to the both sides. The faith of the Emperor, the faith in the Imperium, let's say, and the Black Templars, the Sisters of Battle, the faith they have. And then on the other side, you have people like the Word Bearers and Slaanesh and stuff. Their faith in Slaanesh, their faith in the the Chaos Gods and stuff. It can really reflect on both sides when it comes to it. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how it plays out in the lore and technically what actually happens. If there's one thing I absolutely want from this, is that can we have some clear winners on each books? Now, for example, the Vigilus stuff ended in a stalemate, which I thought was completely crap. And me being a massive Imperial fanboy would have loved it if Abaddon won, because then it would have sent a shockwave out through the whole narrative and the galaxy and stuff like that. Maybe Calgar should have got killed and put into a dreadnought. Maybe that is the really direction they should have got into. But again, that's probably another subject for another time. But I really want some clear winners. I just don't want all these stalemates across the galaxy, because I think it's really, really boring then, where there's really no winners. Just have winners. Just have winners. Just, you know, grow a pair and say, right, okay, Case are got to win that one. Imperium's got to win that one. The Eldar are got to win that one. Necrons, Tyranids, Blood Angels, what bloody ever, they're got to win those ones, and that's it. We got to have clear winners, because they have the force to win and take it. So that's something I really, really hope to see in the next parts of the Psychic Awakening. Alright, Chaperonios, that is me done for another video. Thank you for coming, thank you for watching as always. If you've got any thoughts, feedbacks on the subject, then leave them below and we can have a nice little chat down there as always. I'm looking forward to book 2. Apparently, I've heard, again, I'm probably going to do this in another video during the week, because we have some events coming very, very soon. One at the end of this week and one at the start of November. But I've heard end of November is going to be book 2. And it's all going to be, you know, piling in with the sister launch and everything like that. So I'll keep my ears to the ground and we can hopefully get some more information very, very soon. Right, thanks for coming, thanks for watching, see you in a bit, and bye-bye.